One of the best things about conferences and the conference here at CES is running into old friends. Well, here with John Abel. John, you just produced, Team Lightbulb produced the Broadband Deluxe conference. What are some of the takeaways you had from this event?
Some of the takeaways, the biggest sessions that we had in terms of attendance were related to big data, IoT, Internet of Things, and 5G. I think anything with 5G, anything with big data. But earlier, there were some excellent sessions that weren't quite as well attended, and I think maybe it's a fault of our promotion or whatever, but like the first session this morning, which was actually pretty well attended, was about intelligent transportation. And in that session, one of the things that struck me, which I hadn't really considered too much, was how much demand on the network that's going to place with intelligent transportation because of all of the data that vehicle-to-vehicle kind of communication is going to put in some data storage to give to an insurance company to tell them when there's a problem at a particular intersection that the highway commission or whatever needs to fix this intersection because there are a lot of accidents there. Tremendous applications of big data and 5G and the sort of the integration. I think 5G is going to end up being sort of an integrated system anyway, some licensed spectrum, some unlicensed spectrum, and they will be put together. And I think that was maybe one of the things that came out of this. I think another one is Gary Shapiro, the president and CEO of CTA, he had a statement that he issued, I think, last week or something like that, about the whole, one of the big things about CES now is connectivity, that everything is connected to everything else. And the amount of data then that is produced by having devices talk to each other and recording all this data and what that does to stress the network and produce new opportunities. Lots of innovation there. There were like 50 business ideas that came out of this today. If you wanted to sit in there and write them down, they may not be big businesses, but they were business ideas that would employ people. Unfortunately, they're not particularly blue-collar jobs.
Well, and one of the things that I noticed there is there's this thread throughout, and I think you pointed out the connectivity, but the whole idea of the cars becoming so connected that they almost become a mobile node, I think was discussed.
Yeah, it's not only, it's the transportation of data in some respects, and you could have, I guess, cars going without drivers and creating, there has to be a lot of communication with that car, from that car to the network, and all the data that it's collecting from sensors and so forth that it has on board.
I noticed you also had someone from Corning, and it seemed like fiber is still a crucial element, though.
Yeah, well, he said fiber, I guess he has a vested interest in saying this, but he said the fiber demand for fiber right now is very, very high, and they don't really see that backing off. All of the things here at this show are about connectivity and about producing more and more data. I mean, he didn't do this, but one of the other speakers earlier in the day said, you could have devices producing terabytes of data in a day or two that is compiled, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times over. It's just, it's stunning where the network is going and what kind of demands are going to be placed on it.
Well, and part of that is because you have devices that are able to do things that they never could do before. They've gone from dumb to really smart really quick.
Right, that's right. Yeah, there was some discussion of that, of how, devices have become so much more intelligent, and no one really creates a device today that isn't connected to the internet, at least, if not connected to another device.
And one of the presenters, I think, from Telit was they're doing where they're creating smart things out of things that were dumb, right?
Right, that's right. He made a big point about they've been in business for 20 years or something like that, and creating intelligent devices out of devices that were previously not so intelligent.
Well, speaking of intelligent, you're one of the smartest guys I know. And what are the smart things you're going to be looking for, the gadgets that you're going to be looking for out in the floor here?
I'm a big, I'm still on wearables a little bit. I still like wearables, and I'm looking for more sensor technology. things that would monitor health conditions, glucose level, blood pressure, body temperature, even vital signs, and kind of keep a record of it. Since I'm older now, I have to go to the doctor, and the doctor wants me to keep track of my blood pressure at home, and I do that. But if I could go in there with this pile of data and show her, I was at CES and I did this, and this is what I ate, and all that kind of stuff, it would give a very good picture, I think, of my health.
Well, and that touches upon something that was kind of a theme, though, too, is that you won't even necessarily have to go in there because she'll be able to monitor herself, and this whole idea of automation.
Right, that's correct. In fact, my doctor has talked to me about those very things, about wearing a heart monitor that she could see as well as I could see. I'm not in a bad state in my heart, but it was something that she and I discussed because she had seen something that had been in a CES maybe last year or the year before, which was a sort of portable heart monitor that was connected to your iPhone. It had an adapter that went on the back of the iPhone and would record heart rate and so forth over a period of 24 hours or maybe a week.
Yeah, last night at the CES Unveiled, I saw a tattoo that is can be an EKG or EMG or ESCG.
Really? That's very interesting. Yeah, the glucose monitors, that are sort of implanted under the skin now and can monitor glucose. I mean, diabetes is one of the biggest diseases. It's an epidemic in this country, and so it would be really beneficial to be able to have your doctor monitor that.
Well, particularly if it's a child or something like that, to be able to get that heads up before you need it.
That's right. That's correct. Yeah.
Well, John, it's great catching up with you.
Great catching up with you. Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.